Okay, welcome to the final lesson of Unit 1, Lesson 4, Angles and Their Measures. Here we have an angle with its different parts. Here you see a side, and over here is the other side. The sides of an angle are rays. So an angle is made up of two rays, and as you can see, both these rays come out of a single point right here called the vertex. So an angle is two rays coming out of one vertex. We call this space right here the angle. Now let's talk about classifying some angles. And to start off with, let's just talk about congruent angles. And from what you know about congruence, and when things are congruent, they have to have the same shape and they have to have the same measure. Well, all angles have the same shape. So for two angles to be congruent, they just have to be the same measure. Now we have four different classifications for angle measures. We have first the acute angle. It measures between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, and it's going to look something like this. So an acute angle is small, and it's between 0 and 90 degrees. It can't be 0 degrees because it wouldn't exist, and it can't be 90 degrees. It has to be somewhere in between. Because a right angle, which is our next classification, is an angle with a measure exactly of 90 degrees. And to indicate that it's a right angle, we put this little square right here in the angle. That says that is 90 degrees. The next type is an obtuse angle, and these measure between 90 degrees but being less than 180 degrees. And these are going to look something like this. They're going to be wide, they're going to be big. So that's an obtuse angle. And a straight angle has a measure exactly of 180 degrees. And they look like this. That is a straight angle. What also does a straight angle look like? Well, it's a line. So all lines are basically straight angles. Next we have another postulate. Here we have two angles. We have angle ABC. Let me highlight that real fast. We have angle ABC. Then we also have angle CBD. My question for you is, what is the measure of angle ABD equal? So just so you know, whenever we write angles, like if I want to put angle ABC, if I'm calling it an angle, it's angle ABC. Looks like that. If I want to know the measure of it, all I have to do is put a little m. So I'd say the measure of angle ABC equals 40 degrees. So I want you to sit here and look at this and come up with what's the measure of angle ABD. Okay. So after looking at this, I'm hoping you came up with it's 100. Where did we get 100? Well, it's kind of like the segment addition postulate. This is called angle addition. So postulate 6 is angle addition. We have two angles that are side by side. If we put them together into one big angle, all we have to do is add the two smaller angles. So if we take the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle CBD, we're going to get the measure of angle ABD. That's 40 degrees plus 60 degrees equals 100 degrees. Now there's one more thing I want you to notice about these angles. Whenever you name an angle, you have to have 3 letters, or sometimes you can only have 1. It just depends. But normally we're going to use 3. Now, the first and the last letter aren't very important in their order. The middle letter is the important. This right here is the most important. If we look over here at our picture, what is B for both of these angles? Actually, for all 3 angles, what is B? It's the vertex. Whenever you name an angle, the vertex always has to be in the middle. It is the middle letter. The first letter and the second letter can change. It doesn't matter which order they go in, but that middle letter has to be the vertex, wherever point the vertex is. Now let's do some practice with classifying some angles. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to write if these angles are acute, obtuse, right, or straight, and then play the video again to see if you got it right. Okay, start up here in the top left. It's 30 degrees. I forgot to put the little degree mark there. I'll fix that now. 30 degrees. 30 degrees, that's between 0 and 90, so it is acute. 110. 110 is bigger than 90, but less than 180, so it's obtuse. Then this one is 89 degrees. It's bigger than 0, and it's super close to 90, but it is still less than 90. So it being less than 90, but greater than 0, makes it still acute. Down in the lower left-hand corner, we see this box. That box right there tells me it is a right angle. Here we have an angle that is 180 degrees. So, 180 degrees means it is a straight angle, also called a line. And the last one, 145, between 180 and 90, so this one is obtuse. Okay, so that is it for Unit 1, Lesson 4.